Hello, my name is Ward Moyer, and sitting to my right here is my business partner, Bill Hubbard. We're here today to discuss long-term care planning. Almost two decades ago, as combined experience, we decided to specialize in this area, not because of the complexity, but because both Bill and I lived through this. With my mother, Bill's dad, both needed long-term care for a long period of time.
You know, as Ward said, we focus on the area of long-term care planning. And the reason is we know how important it is. We help folks that are associated and clients of the Weimer Group understand this issue, discuss it, and plan for it. You know, if you've never lived through the experience, you probably have no idea as to how important a plan is. Most of us, before we pass, will need long-term care at some point in our lives. And most of the folks that we love will also need it. It can cost over $100,000 a year in today's dollars to give folks the care that we would expect to give them. And the fact that most folks never discuss this, but simply react to a long-term care situation rather than plan for it, can be devastating to a family and its relationships.
Bill mentioned that long-term care can be very expensive, and it is. So how do people pay for it? Typically, you have four options in which to look at long-term care planning. Usually the best one that comes out is long-term care insurance. Now, if you're like myself or like Bill, the last thing you ever want to think about is buying more insurance, but usually turns out to be the best option. We are working with the Weimer Group to help you and your loved ones understand and explore all of your options. We will help you to put a plan in place that makes sense, not for everyone, but for you specifically. The process that we follow is very straightforward. We try to make it simple and smooth. Let me leave you with this. As a recent article in talking about long-term care planning, it said that it's all about planning 20 years before something happens and not 20 minutes after it does. We urge you to contact the Weimer Group and your agent at the Weimer Group to talk about long-term care, to set up a meeting to discuss it and look at all your options so that you can understand and get all the information.